Hi, hello. We are live once again. Today is a... I was gonna say a grandiose day, but not really. I'm excited to stream though. So, what we're doing today, as the title says, we are... Well, I am. So, hi. We're finishing Night Rain with my Duchess runs, because that's what I've been doing. And because I want to play Night Rain. And then, if that goes well, we'll probably do 1 or 2 runs at most, max. But if that goes well, then we can go right into Limbus and continue a bit of that, and look at the events and blah blah blah, do some gambling, all the fun stuff. So, I don't have anything else to add. Just been organizing here and there with, you know, again, I moved recently, so I've just been doing some tweaks here and there. But yeah, I think we're good to go. Yeah, there's nothing else on my mind, so. Also have my hair tied up, which I usually don't do, but I just thought it'd be better. Yeah, okay. Also got a new desk mat, and that's very cute. It's white, but I can't show you guys, so. Alright, let's just go right into it, shall we? I've been doing small little clips in my TikTok and shorts, and it seems to be doing okay. I might look into like vertical streaming as well, because I think that might be fun. Shh. Okay. Light rain. Hello. Hi, Mighty. I don't know how to hold controller, man. It's so foreign to me. Go over here. Mic right there. Controller over here. But yeah, I beat Caligo earlier today. I uploaded a video offline on my channel. If Night Rain is so good, why haven't they released Day Rain? Many are asking and we haven't gotten answers. But yeah, I defeated her earlier today. I don't know, looking back on yesterday when we when I defeated Golgor, that shit was pretty epic. It was like pretty cool of a, when I was looking back on it, I was like, that looks really cool. It's just like a really fun fight of all the fights that I've had so far. My most fun fights up to this point with my Duchess run has been Adele, you know, Gaping Jaw, and then Fulgore. I usually don't enjoy holster runs or holster fights, so we'll see how it goes. I'm not very good with him, so I'm just gonna rely on having a lot of heals and also winning graces. But yeah. I wish I could delete results that I don't want to remember, I guess. I don't want to have them saved. Yeah. Here are all the ones that I have so far. Wilder, Guardian, Iron Eye, and then Duchess. But yeah. I didn't really have a lot of fun with Caligo. That was an okay. It's an okay fight. The music is gorgeous, I will say that, but Caligo is not very fun to fight because it is a dragon fight. But nonetheless, Caligo exists, yeah. I guess I'll... Yeah. I've been really rocking with the setup, so I have the Inflict Blood Loss perk and then an extra pouch somewhere. Yeah, that's really helpful when I'm picking up stuff. And then Stamina Recovery and then Critical Hits is a pretty good... really comes in clutch. I think I'll just stick to that one. What's this other one? Let's rework on this. I don't... Why does it do that? So... Let's do that first. Magic attack power up +2. If I did magic, but I don't. Red kind of sucks. Okay, does it? How are you doing today? Maybe the fire one might be good. It's an alright day. Yeah. Have the day off today, so I have to go back to work tomorrow. Very early, mind you, so. That's what we're starting out the week with. No, I haven't done that yet. I just kind of got like busy at home rearranging and also was like editing those little clips from the streams that I did. I'll definitely try and do that tomorrow when I go to work early, since I have like, I go into opening hours, so I take chance to like listen to something, so I can probably listen to that while I work and do the pre-open stuff. Mm-hmm. I think these are pretty good perks. So we're gonna go with those. Oh yeah. For anyone interested, these are the relics. And we're fighting a holster. I might try and do an Everdark version after I'm done with all the characters. Right now I'm just doing normal bosses. Next one will be Raider, which will be very fun. And then Revenant, which will be interesting. Recluse, which will be also interesting. And then Executor, also interesting. Because they have their gimmicks, but ones that I'm not too familiar with. Especially Revenants might be the most difficult one. But it shouldn't be that hard. It's kind of like a mirror of Duchess, but with more quirks and a bit more squishiness, but we'll see how that goes. Alright, solo run against Holster. Let's go. Revenant being Duchess, but with minions isn't too far off. Yeah, that's kind of is my idea of her. Not too horrible of a start. Sure. Well, actually, maybe that. Maybe that's. Maybe that instead. Now, thankfully, I've already like memorized places for chests, so we're gonna check over here if there is one, because it'll be a nice start off if there is one. And there isn't. Sad. I guess we can go from here to over there. And if we have enough time, we can do the Mozzie. Watch out, they're playing the knife combo. They are. Man, I don't have a lot of time. I wanted to get that Mozzie and get some keys. Oh wait, we got Noclateo? Man. I don't like Noclateo. At least I don't like Noclateo solo because I kind of suck at it. Man. Okay, we're gonna do bottom up first. We're gonna open this. Dip. Oh yeah, I'm glad I'm leaving. Get that church. Get that other church. Or probably Fire Mausoleum first. Just get the key and dip. Grab and dip, grab and dip, grab and dip, grab and dip. Beautiful. So there's one mausoleum open for us. I guess we can go... A little puzzled. Everything is kind of at equal distance, so we'll go to that Everjail and then... Incline. Thank you. 2 keys. If I go in there, maybe 3. What's closer? This is closer, so let's do this one first. We're getting the key first. Ooh. Doing too bad so far. Okay. I know there's a boss right here, so let's do that. The circle might end all the way over here, so... Oh, it's a night cab. I'll ignore it, actually. Just because Nightcat is very time-consuming. Not because it's hard, but because it's annoying. What's over here? Oh, it's just... Miranda. Ah, shit. Okay. Just open it and dip. Open it and dip. Oh, it's the other annoying... Oh, Lord. Maybe let's try and get that. Yeah, this layout is kind of fucked, and also Maclateo. Again, not a huge fan on it. The other annoying part is that we have to focus on Maclateo the next day, or at least before the first circle closes. So that's gonna be, again, very inconvenient. And also, we are ending the night on level 6, which is not the worst, so we're not doing too bad. It's just kind of normal for Duchess. There's gonna be a talisman up here, so that'll be nice. Sure. Oh well. I don't even have pots. Oh, well, there was one over there, but I'll be okay. Oh, it's gonna be the raid. Not the raid, sorry, the annoying Royal Revenant. Without joking, this might be the run finisher. Because I'm not that good against Revenant unless I'm... Sorry, it's very loud. I'm not that good against the Royal Revenant unless I'm with Guardian. And I'm not with Guardian right now, so... Is it still very loud? And that's... Ooh, yep. It's doing the bullshit. You done? Can I get that? Can I get that? Oh, what? Give me no... Oh, what the fuck is... What? The controller, like, not responding for some fucking reason. There we go. Come on, one more hit, one more hit, one more hit. Let's go. Ooh. That was a close one. Also, audio seems fine. Thank you. It just seemed very loud to me when it happened, so I was like, oh, I don't know how it is to the stream. I guess we can continue on. We have one more key. So... Oh man, we have a lot of things to do. So... So much shit to do. Okay. I don't need to do Everjails. Like, we can fight this formidable. Beautiful. Why do these suck? Sure. Let's just ignore everything that we set up. And let's just go straight to Makoto. I've changed my mind. I've made up my mind. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Run from the bubbles. Run. We do ball, but I don't feel like dealing with bubbles. Run. We'll fight whoever's there and then just move on down. Who's down here? Magma worm, thank God. I don't mind fighting the magma worm. Why do I hear bubbles? What the fuck? No! Man, why auger? Do I have anything that can make this speedy? I don't. Okay. This sucks, man. Yeah, at least it's like the toned down auger. No, just stay there, buddy. How is the knight coming over when I'm fighting this dipshit? You can't do that. What the fuck? Why is that a thing? No! You fucking dipshit. I'm so mad right now. Why would you give me a bubble when I am actively avoiding it and then have it active while the knight is recessing? Or, well, sorry, like approaching? Why? Why is it a thing? And, you know, pardon me my misunderstanding. I thought before that bubbles would just kind of be like its own little time space separate from the in-game timer. And then for where I realized it's not the case, but it's also like very like, if you're avoiding it, why is it chasing you? Why is it being annoying? Oh no. That was such a waste of time. Now I was very close to defeating Augur as well. That was not the button that I pressed, but whatever. I haven't gotten a good weapon either. Probably would be useful to have some physical damage negation. Alright, straight into Naklateo. And try to get... I don't think we're going to be able to do Estelle, because... One, I don't know how to fight Estelle. I suck a lot on my own. Though it would be lovely to have the perk of reviving without needing Wending Grace, but... everything sucks. take the perk. I would like to try and go fight Estelle, but again, I feel like it's gonna be such a waste of time. And I'm already like bitten some time into the circle we just entered, so. Oh yeah, there's at least a lot of big enemies if you ignore Estelle. There is, it's just. Yeah. Gonna have to fight this shit. I'm going easy mode. Can you stand? It's already time. What are you attacking? What the fuck? God, I hate fighting the Black Knife Assassin as Duchess. Oof. Oh, the knight's already here. God, stop evading everything. Ah, no. Just die. Just fucking die. Jesus Christ. Just die. Yeah, this is the worst one yet. I don't even know where I'm supposed to be going, man. I get lost in my hotel pretty easily. As long as I don't get stuck. Okay, there we go. There's my way out. Again, it's not the worst scenario, it's just that I don't really take advantage of everything that's around me. It's a little bit of a bummer. And then we don't necessarily have like the holy weapon, sadly. So hopefully this does more than enough damage to holster, even though again I suck at holster. Yeah. The thing I've noticed about the advantages that I have with Duchess is that I'm able to just spam dodge because she has more iframes, and it's just a lot more nicer, where it can give me a bit more room to figure out the moveset of a boss. So I'm hoping I'll have those same benefits with holster. God, I fucking hate these things, but like I hate when they start it's like rage bait, but in a battle. Where they'll like attack you and then just like tiptoe back. It's like, fucker, come back here. And then with this dipshit, bro, no one invited you and you're gonna start running like a fucking... There you go. Beautiful. We're fighting a ancient dragon. Right when I complained about Caligo. Good. am I pointing at his head when I'm not there? Do you stagger anytime? Ugh. How does that reach me? What? Okay, whatever. This might be the run finisher. Because I hate ancient dragon. Can you use stagger? I dodged that? Whatever. Why does it not hit? Ugh. I'll wait for you when you get over here, man. I'm not getting baited outside the circle. Oh, are you gonna do your bullshit? That's still okay. Yeah. Okay, and I used my winding grace. I guess this bitch just has a lot of poise. Slow and steady wins. Okay, never mind. Oh yeah. Fuck that dragon. Can I change the shifting earth? Can I just go to bed? I don't want to deal with the shifting earth. We love dragons. We love enemies that move from one end of the arena to another instantly. Yeah. Thank God. Okay, I don't mind knock the tail if I'm with a group because I'm relying on someone else to know where to go. But like, I don't like it solo. I get lost so easily and I get... my brain betrays me. And it sucks. And I don't like the bosses that are easily accessible that I know by memory that are there for formidable enemies because they're not easy to do. Because I think it's deadass another dragon, and then also it's fucking... what's her name? No, the horse lady. The magic girl. Loretta, yeah. I don't mind Loretta, I just, at that stage, I don't like fighting her. It's like it's the only option you have. Not the worst setup, but I am very far away from everything, and I don't like that. Sure. But yeah, probably this will be the last attempt, and then after this, then we can do Limbus. Because again, I already know... I already struggle getting to the boss to begin with. I'm gonna struggle a lot with Holster. Like, every other boss I can be confident that I might win them the first time, which I have been doing. Impressive enough. But Holster, I will always struggle. And you just kind of like Margit. To me, Holster is Margit. I don't know why I just struggle with Margit a lot. A little bit less because I have fought him a little bit on the Xbox and stuff, but yeah. Man, I'm like in the middle of attacking you. You don't get to fucking swing your sword at me. Like there, I'm stabbing you, sir. You can't swing your sword. I don't understand. I don't get it, man. Sure. Ooh. You usually chill for a bit. Wow. Finally it worked. Ah, shit, it's the long one. Man, I confused them. I thought it was like the short guitar. Good sir, I believe you to be being attacked. If you a gentleman, perhaps hold up your retaliation. That would be in proper taste. Literally. That is exactly what I want them to do. But they don't listen. I guess I'm gonna be rocking this katana for a bit. I have a good amount of time. Oh, thank God. Can you come out of the circle, man? Beautiful bleed. Nice. Just in time, BB. I don't have anything else. I guess we'll do the bosses around here. Oh, this is perfect. Formidable enemy and it's weak to fire, which is exactly what I'm using. Okay, discipline. I got distracted. Can I get my runes? Okay, I'll log in. That is so much damage. Beautiful. Ends per rapier. Sure, I guess. Over there's a dragon. Are you... Let's go make it mad and see if it's a formidable or not. Yes, it is. Okay. Ah, what? We gotta hurry up. shit. Okay, we gotta hurry this up. Come on. What? Such a waste of an ult as well. Can I go get my runes at least? Well, it is the second day. Is it the second day or is it the first? It's the second. And we're kind of fucked. In terms of weapons and level. All on me though. Because... yeah. Bro, you're just a bat. Chill the fuck on. Already had that telescope. Or do I? I don't. Okay, never mind. That was from last run. This katana might be my only good thing. Or well, beside the... answer rapier, I guess, but... I know Ulcer is weak to fire. Wait, no. First night, never mind. I'm tripping right now. Oof. shit, man. You do not have business being that tanky. You might as well just be a regular soldier. Not sure where you're cosplaying. Wait, no, there's something over here. Never mind. Okay, so I'm relieved to know that at least it's the first night. So it means that we're pretty much very well on schedule. We're not doing too horribly bad. I'm not sure why I felt that I was on the last night. The speed at which I can spiral very rapidly. Also read a tree spirit, easy peasy. Can do that, no problem. I did not press that fucking button, whatever. Can I grab the... Oh, never mind. That's good. That works. The boss dying immediately without me having to take the critical also works. Why am I getting shitty weapons? Glenston Crest, I guess. Sure. Do I have any keys? I have one key. You can do that Everdrill, the boss that's right next to it. I can't. We're really doing this right now. Excuse me? I know it's consuming my levels. I'm just trying to do streamer stuff right now, and it's being very annoying. Where's the locust? That's so annoying. I do, as well. Where are you going? Where are you? I don't... Okay, I see you now. Man, that's such a big deviation. Now let me go back to my rooms now. Well, I wish I could have gotten more runes than I had then. But here, take back all your runes. I will say I am a little bit fatigued night rain, so playing Limbus after this will be a nice thing to do. Can you die? Thank you. Now let's go kill the freaking dragon. Oh, it's almost dead, thank God. Where are you going, buddy? Can I not get stuck under your wing? Beautiful. Do you want a holy or a frost build? Because then we have the Cypher Pata, and then also there's a more curved sword. I'm leaning towards a curved sword. The curved greatsword, I mean. So can I fix this thing here? There you go. Yeah, I don't like the Inspirator that much. Beach. What else can you even do right now? I guess we can vent to the camp. Nice. I'll just buy anything to maybe hopefully secure a win against Holster. So we got that, this, and that. Oh wait, no. This. Oh, that's gonna suck. But it's holy, so maybe it works. Maybe it doesn't. What is it considered as? It's just a hammer. Okay. Better than nothing. We'll make the best of it. Where's the goddamn tree? Oh, it's over there. I don't like the moveset of this crusher as well. Kinda sucks. Where are you fighting? Ooh. Don't you fucking ever do that again, bro. not a great start. Huh? Beautiful. Excuse me. Can you stay still? Okay. Oh, Gloomblades will be nice. Okay. How many winning graces do I got? I have 2. Yeah, we're almost there. I'm not sure what strat I want to go against Ulster. Wait, what else do I got? Nothing. Okay. Well, I have 4 tries. If none of these work, I'm not sure what will. So I just rely on the katana and do fire damage, or should I do Holy with the Envoy, or try and do Frost with the Hero of the Great Sword. Frost or Fire, I would say. Then I'll keep the Zamor Greatsword. Also, I'm gonna get more water, and then also a drink. And then we can move on forward. So, be right back. We're back. Got some good waters. And then we're also trying a drink today. Trying this one. I'm not showing it. Well, I could show it, but I don't... They can sponsor me if they want anything. Ugh.
Oh, no? Uh-oh.
Okay, after the fifth sip is not that bad. Never mind, it's just a killer cola from Liquid Death. It's supposed to be sparkling water. That's the thing. It's an okay taste. It is sparkling water after all, I guess. Huh? You like... My girlfriend likes to chat it so over. Oh well. I guess it's okay. I mean, okay, after the first sip, it's like the... I guess the...
It's spiced in the way I like a cola. It tastes like the wax cola candies. I really like those.
Mm. It's okay. It's okay. Okay. All right. Time to fight the hole and the oyster boy. I'm not prepared. I am not prepared. I'm already sucking so much. Wow, okay. Not even past the first phase, man. Excuse me? Well, that didn't work for shit. Only had 2 more tries left. All from the first phase. That really sucks. I'm horrible on the second phase. Wow. Kinda was locking in at the last stretch, but yeah, I'm just not very good with holster. I'm not really sure how to parse it around. It's like I try doing light attacks, but if they're not my daggers, they're not quick enough. And it's hard for me to make a tempo to when, because it's like it's very narrow, the windows for me to dodge after I make an attack. And I can't do heavy R1s either, because again, it takes too long to load a charge attack before he swings at me again. So I imagine best would be probably to use a dagger and just do light R2s. So I might make a build revolving around starting with a holy weapon. It was a good attempt, at least. It was. I won't say it wasn't. It was pretty decent. Okay. Last thing I'll do, we'll just maybe leave a relic build for next time. So. Not too big on whip attacks. I don't really have any good fully starting weapon thingies. Maybe that one. Okay. That'll be for next time. We can try and set up Limbus now and just see what's up over there. So what can we call this? It's been one attempt so far against Holster, because again, my other runs have been dying to the night bosses, not the Holster himself, so... I guess that's one attempt. So maybe the next one might be the one, so... Let's see... I think after I'm done with Holster and my Duchess run, I might try and begin Silk Song as well on stream. I think that would be exciting. Okay. Oh yeah, this is an actual keyboard and mouse game. I forgot. You go over there. I almost forgot about checking in. It would have been disastrous. Okay, does the audio sound okay? Seems fine. Okay. So hi everyone, welcome back to Limbus. It's been a while for me. I know there's an event going on, Arc Knights with Limbus. I'm not too familiar with them. It seems that Arc Knights is a PS5 game. That's my knowledge. Only. Also, event is fairly safe to enter from where you are at, story-wise. Okay. So where would I encounter that, I guess? Right here? Oh. That's interesting. Okay. It's another gacha game mostly. Okay. I really like the vibe. I say that. Oh, actually, let me update the stream information. Okay. Things have been updated. I love the music here. The story takes place after Intervalo 6. Spring cultivation. Would you like to view the story anyway? Sure. Newest Intervalo. Yeah. Do we want to do this in hard mode? Or would I be decapitating myself? Don't worry, it's minor spoilers basically. Don't think hard is really possible for you. You can try. Oh, level 55. Let's try one. Let's try one in hard. Let's try one. It auto levels you? Okay. Well, let's try. Cannot deploy, cannot deploy, cannot deploy. Oh, okay, no, the game is like that, okay. On normal, hard it doesn't. Okay, never mind then. I'm probably not on hard. Never mind. Okay, that looks a lot more cohesive. It also upties fours your IDs and EGO, so it's pretty good for normal. Okay. I was exploring a lobotomy corporation branch when my consciousness sinks into the depths, as always. The sense of cognition, self-concept without form, floats into the shadow of an ever-widening river, swept up in its currents to nowhere. When we ran into an abnormality, but Solly told us that Hongyan's Lobotomy Corps branch should be free of any abnormalities. The abnormality, which had appeared out of nowhere, was more otherworldly than we'd encountered so far in our journey, and deep blue. It was fathomlessly blue, and seemed to have a pull that endlessly drew us into itself. Blue Star would probably fit perfectly here. Just as I was about to recall this abnormality, you remember? A myriad of sceneries and a flood of incalculable thoughts crashed into my mind like wild waves before ebbing away from its shores. I was already lost and adrift somewhere within my own consciousness when I realized this. Just how long am I going to be adrift? The sensation of my own consciousness floating away is quite the unfamiliar one. I floated about in that strange state for a while. Teth? An unfamiliar voice seizes my aimlessly drifting consciousness. Are you Dante? I don't know what her voice sounds like, I'm sorry. The fog of my vision clears as the voice breaks through the waves, and a concerned expression comes into view. Yes, I am. It wasn't too far off. Ah, what a... ugh. Ah, what a relief. Gregor! I think Dante has come to... What? So who are... I was about to ask further questions to this stranger with particularly long animal-like ears, but... I felt the drowsiness cursing back with the terrifying memories of the dream, rendering me unable to speak. Come to wake up. Yeah. Threw me out on a loop. I have to get a hold of myself. After an indeterminate amount of time had passed, I barely managed to wake myself from slumber to get a grasp of my surroundings, only to find myself surrounded by more unfamiliarities. This is nice art. There was that stranger from earlier, sitting atop a rock and silently taking in the sights. A young girl who probably saved my life. Wait, so were those animal ears after all? Okay, that's not important right now. I have to prioritize figuring out just where in the world I ended up in. So, where... Bunny girl, yeah. We're standing by the Iberian coastline. How are you feeling? A little out of it, but I'm okay otherwise. Iberia, huh? Yes, we're in Iberia. Well, given that we're in next to... what? Given that we're next to an ocean, maybe I drifted all the way to Eucorp's Great Lake. Iberia was an unfamiliar name, but that was all I had to go on, given that the city was still full of more unknowns than knowns to me. I read your colleagues when you briefly woke up earlier. They'll be here any minute. I see. Wait, my colleagues? You must have run into the sinners then. The fog of my mind immediately cleared as soon as I realized that the sinners were all nowhere to be seen. Sinners? I think so. I ran into them earlier. They were looking all over the place for someone with a clock for their head. It was a pretty unique description, so I could tell right away that you were the person they were looking for. So this clock head does come in handy. Ah, there's my Gregor, my boys. Manager bud. Dante. I'd woken up in an unfamiliar place to an unfamiliar face, and in the midst of this all-around sense of displacement, the faces that appeared before me were certainly a sight for sore eyes. Our lad's communism. Gregor, Hung Lu. Miss Rabbit here told me she found you unconscious by the ocean. Ew. I came as fast as I could and oh boy. I was worried that something bad might have happened. Glad to see you're doing fine. Were you lost at sea? I don't know. Well, I do think I'm fine though. I guess not having any way to drink water is finally coming in handy. You should get that checked out just in case. Wait, your head's waterproof, right? Gregor takes a moment to steady his breathing, then mutters a casual quip as he lights a cigarette. Well, he doesn't seem that concerned. Maybe we're not actually in that much danger. So, what happened and where are we? Do you remember entering the Lobotomy Corp branch Sichun told us about? Yeah. We ran into a new abnormality and got sucked into it before we even had the chance to do anything. Man, I really thought that was it for us. Especially with you getting sucked in there too, Manager Bud. And when we came to, despite waking up with our faces down in some ditch, we were all fine without a scratch. Though there was quite the mess when we realized that you'd gone missing. We wanted to search for you immediately, but it took a while before we got a better bearing of where we were. So we're not at U-Corp's Great Lake then? Some of us consider that to be a distinct possibility, but it's unlikely. Ishmael was really certain that we were not in District 21. She did concede that we might be in an unknown area within the Great Lake of the outskirts, but that doesn't seem likely either, given that the rabbit-eared lady there said. The outskirts region of the Great Lake, I've met all kinds of people from all over Terra, but I've never met anyone who referred to the Iberian Sea that way. Let me see. Terra? Iberia? Hard cut to confused bunny, yeah. As I found myself puzzled by these unfamiliar terms, a very obvious question suddenly struck me. Speaking of which, who are you? Huh, really? You fellas haven't introduced yourselves to each other yet. It's just that it's all just a lot to take in. Ooh, it's understandable. You did just wake up from a pretty harrowing experience. She is, actually, would you like to do the honors yourself? I'm Amiya. Amiya? I'm Amiya, the leader of the Rhodes Island. Please just call me Amiya? Amaya? Amiya? I don't know. I'm Dante, manager at Limbus Company. I'm not in late, but thanks for saving my bacon. We just say it like that. It seems that this rodeo island is a pretty big corporation, but Grego trails off ominously and scratches his head before continuing with some mild trepidation. This young lady with the rabbit ears doesn't know what the head is at all. As far as I know, there aren't any organizations in Terra with the same characteristics as the one Mr. Gregor explained. At least not with the name like the head. Also, sorry, it's Rhodes Island, not Rodeo. Is that how I said it the first time? I think that's how I said it. Sorry, Gregor's kind of bad with names. So, what you're saying is that we're not in the city anymore? It'd be weird for any higher up at these huge corporations to know less about the head than we do, let alone be completely clueless about it. Well, maybe we've tumbled into a previously undiscovered zone of the outskirts, or the ruins probably. Or maybe we've really found ourselves in a completely different world. If the conjecture is correct, we're in a way bigger trouble than I thought. This wasn't like the time we accidentally stranded ourselves in the outskirts via a door in the corridor. That happened. Amiya stared at me with some concern as though she felt my distress. I think I can draw a connection to something else that's happening here. Really? Yeah, Yes. Recently, anomalous signs and events have been occurring in Iberia ever since a mysterious dimensional door appeared at sea. Really, that trending is after Canto 4. It was the Christmas event. Oh, I missed it. And it's been said that this dimensional door is connected to something very, very distant, to something that we've never observed before. So, seems reasonable to theorize that the dimensional door is how we managed to cross over to this world. I really would have appreciated Foss's inputs. Me too. Where'd all the sinners go, anyway? A bit late on the uptake to be gawking around for the other sinners now, don't you think? Sorry, it's switching a lot between voices. I'm not even sure if I'm making distinguishing voices. I'm trying my best here. They're at a settlement near here, where they're all helping out with the various odds and ends of the village, while taking turns searching for Dante, of course. You know, I never thought about how difficult it would be to search for someone more like fish out of water, too. Man, barely got even a wink of sleep since yesterday. Everyone's got to be really tired then, so it's just you two out here now? No. Ishmael and Yisang are the other half of the search party, and we just happen to be the last group in the rotation. They must be searching elsewhere to find you, Manager Bud. Woohoo! We got the news early thanks to Mia's comms gear, but the others' team didn't. Yeah, we got lucky. The other team, well, we don't have any way to get in touch with them, so they'll probably continue their search until their shift is done. Oh, are we talking about that village you mentioned earlier? Uh-huh. Right. You've not been there yet, huh? I guess it's a bit off the beaten path. Well, we're going to have to rendezvous with other sinners anyway, so let's head to the village for now. Something seemed to pique Amiya's interest, as she fell into contemplative silence before carefully speaking up. I would like to accompany you there. Sure, I don't see why not. You helped us find Manager Bud, and more importantly, you seem to know a lot more about this place than we do. Haha. I don't actually know Iberia that well either, but I should be able to be of some help. I love when my voice cracks. They've closed their borders and have practically locked out any foreign influences from affecting them, but I did get a briefing before the mission. Closed borders, huh? Then how did you get in, Miss Amiya? We followed Dr. Kal's directions and illegally crossed the country border. Illegally? Oh, does that mean you crossed the border without obtaining any permission, Amiya? We had to cross the border somehow in order to investigate how and why the dimensional door came to be. Is it normal for pharmaceutical companies to be doing that? Large pharmaceutical companies often dispatch their agents for missions. Yes, Rhodes Islands is, in its essence, a pharmaceutical company researching treatments for people infected with oropathy. But we also work to prevent and assist in the management of various situations that can occur in high-risk areas. High-risk areas, huh? Yeah. Wait. What about your companions? I doubt you came all the way here on your own. That's, we were forced to split up due to certain forces that were in pursuit. Wait, stop. Amiya's ears twitched as she came to a stop and began scanning the surrounding area. Then, there! As we stood about confused, Amiya, noticing something, pointed toward the seashore hidden behind large and cracked rock formations. What are we supposed to do, huh? Oh. There, we saw someone wielding a lengthy greatsword, bickering with two familiar faces. What voice for this girl? Thigh window, yeah. Again, move. You're in the way. What's a voice for you song? You needn't to worry, as you do. We have had ample experience battling monsters who are much like them. I guess that's a voice. Listen, I'm not worried. It's... Oh man, so many voices. Come on. Better to have 3 fighters than 1, right? Besides, you're the first person we ran into out here, so we got a lot of questions to ask. Isang, Ishmael. Dante, you are unharmed. Oh my god. And here I was, getting ready for a 3 days. Sorry, I kept pressing the wrong button. My bad. What a relief. We were all really worried that we might never be able to find you. Technical difficulties, aka just me pressing the wrong button. Ooh, we managed to find them thanks to help from Miss Amaya here. Amaya? Are you two acquainted? No, not a good time for a Not a good time for a reunion. It can wait until after we take out the sea monsters. Scotty, are those organisms the Seaborn Starcalicids mentioned? They're sea terrors, to be specific, the less sophisticated ones among them. And they're probably here for me. Sea terrors. So many things, man. I hear the sticky noise of something viscous slithering against the rocks. You don't gotta describe it like that, man. When I turn to face the origin of the unsettling noise, I smell the heavy, wet scent of brine. Ew. At the end of my gaze awaits strange monsters, unlike distortions, unlike abnormalities, unlike anything I'd ever seen. It is as though the sea itself is encroaching on the land. I was almost certain we weren't at the Great Lake, but I'm not sure anymore. Her experiences with the thick scent of brine at the Great Lake must have put her in a wary mood. As Ishmael seemed to be a lot more apprehensive about these monsters than anyone else. Do you think those creatures could be whales or mermaids? What question is that? I don't know. The Great Lake and the outskirts are full of unexplored mysteries after all. Dante, what do your senses say? It's unclear. I'd say the closest comparison I can make is with the whales, but even that's not conclusive. Huh. More enemies on the horizon. We should prepare for battle. Doesn't seem like we can talk things out with them though. So let's take them out. Nice close up. Ugh. Okay. Seaborn are crazy. They evolve rapidly in response to what you do to them. Cool. Then we'll figure out what to do. Then the sea branch shows up later. Okay. We'll figure it out. I really like the music.
Mission accomplished.
Nice. All remaining enemies have retreated to the sea. Good work, everyone. Phew. Didn't think I'd have to deal with anything remotely like this outside the Great Lake. You can say that again. It would have taken us the whole day if that scatty character didn't occupy the other half while Miss Rabbit helped us from a distance. As we were catching our breath after the battle, I heard a brief hum. When I turned to look at its source, I saw Scatty glaring at me with palpable alarm. Strange people who transform. And ahead of a clock? I guess they're both technically true. Well, it's nothing more than a theory at this point. I think they have a lot to do with the dimensional door we're supposed to be investigating. Nice to meet you too, I guess. I only hear a ticking clock. Oh, that's because only us sinners can hear Dante's voice. Huh? What's up? Oh no, I'm just wondering how Miss Mia can seemingly understand Dante. Yeah. What's going on here? Huh. Yeah, it completely flew over my head that I didn't even question how weird this is. Their voice sounds like a ticking clock to me too, but I don't know. It's almost like I can sense what they're trying to say, what kind of emotion they're trying to convey. Her explanation reminded me of the blue boy in Sinclair's past. That ominous blue boy. Ugh. But I didn't quite feel the uncanny sensation from Amiya that I felt from them. So she can read my kinda like how Vergilius can, I guess. Well, I don't think it's a bad thing. That's true. It's been a bit of hassle to always need Foster Honlu to translate for you, Dante. I'd like to know exactly how she can understand Dante, but I don't think we've got the luxury of time to sit down and figure this out. So, are we heading back? Sounds like a plan. It's not like we know anywhere else to go, right? Oh, and Miss Rabbit here be tagging along too. Damien mentioned, yeah. She said she'd help us find our way back. I'm glad I'm glad to be working with you two also, Miss Ishmael, Mr. Honglu. Took the words took the words right out of my mouth. You've already helped us plenty, and you clearly know a lot more about this place than we do. The journey is long. Perhaps embarking on it ere the sun's fall would be wise. How long's the journey? No idea. It's not like we have a clock with us. I don't know that it's not very far though. I do know that it's not very far though. We just need to walk along the coastline for a bit. Scatty quietly points in my direction. Oh, Dante. What? Oh, Dante can't tell us the time because they're not on time. Oh. That's funny. Then why the clock head? I didn't exactly choose myself to get a clock-shaped head. I looked away from Scotty's inquisitive eyes, which were quite solidly fixed on my head. The coasts of Iberia are hardly good places for people to live. Those things can go anywhere in this world, but they arrive at places that meet the ocean. So how did people manage to build a village at a place like this? The monsters are called Seaborns, or Sea Terrors, yes. While it is true that they pose certain difficulties, they were hardly the kind of monsters with the strength to bring Scourge and drive out the local populace. Don't judge them based on that brief skirmish. You're just telling us to be on our guard, right? Scotty can be a bit curt, but she's not a bad person. I don't think she said anything wrong. Nothing rules out the existence of stronger variants of these creatures being out there. Scatty's concern only served to fan my curiosity, but something about her expression communicated that I probably shouldn't pry, so I quietly quickened my pace as we walked to the village. Again, pardon my very not good voice acting. Interesting. Village of the Dead Lighthouse. This hardly looks like a village. It's more like the ruins of one, isn't it? It doesn't seem like they've done any proper upkeep to the place. Not in a while, at least. They're really here, living together. The strange buildings tell the stories of former prosperity from a bygone era. Our steps leave no footprints on the wet, muddy ground. On it, I see a rotting sign marked with the name Fado Muerto. Everywhere I look in this village, I see evidence of long, silent abandonment. We don't see these kinds of abandoned looking ruins often in the city either. Well, yeah, there's always someone or something out there waiting to capitalize on that free real estate. Be it a syndicate or a corporation, and fix it up. Better than this, at least. So, where are the sinners? Ah, there's a clearing down there where we were entrapped betwixt a train of what? We were entrapped betwixt a twain of great twitch. Oh, a great ships. Narrowing winds against our sail. Sounds like Quixote. And that is when young Ishmael boomed, her command most resonant. Say no more. I didn't even have to try to search for them. That unmistakable sonorous and familiar voice. Echoing trumpetly between the empty buildings. Yeah. That's Don Quixote's voice when she's sharing her adventurous tales. There she was, standing atop a low podium like an actor on a stage, regaling a group of people in rags with tales of our adventures like a traveling thespian. Answers, ye dogs, osment. 'Tis the moment I, Ishmael, the first mate of vessel Mephistopheles, shall navigate. Ah! Stop! Hold on. Just what do you think you're doing? Ugh. Young Ishmael, unhand my mouth, for I was about to regale them with the most fantastic tale of adventures at the great Manager Esquire. Verily, the hast returned with Manager Esquire safely in tow. Why did she speak like that? So many more voices. What does Heathcliff sound like? What? They found Clockhead? Burning clock for a head. When I was a child, I heard a story about a legendary sarcasm with a flaming head. Why would someone like that visit our humble village? Oh, Mirsa, it's a very deep voice. I need to put effort here. While their exterior may carry elements that inspire fear in some, there is no cause for alarm. And then Sinclair. Yeah, they might look like that, but they're Dante, our manager, and the rest are. Oh, hello. I'm sorry. Who are you two? They're two very nice people who helped us find Dante. This is Miss Amia, the leader of Rhodes Island. And this is Miss Scotty, their operator. That's too funny. They'll be coming along with us for a little while. With us. We believe that the dimensional door, which we at Rhodes Islands are investigating, has something to do with why you suddenly woke up here in Iberia. As Amia was bringing the sinners up to speed, the villagers who were staring at us curiously approached us. Did our conversation manage to convince them that we're not a threat? I sure hope so. You are friends of our saviors. Saviors? Verily! This is quite the grand title, yet this is indeed the word by which we are addressed. To be more precise, by saviors, they are referring only to Faust and Altus. Foss gave me a light nod when we made eye contact, but I could tell that her lips were drawing a very, very subtle smiling arc. So I'm guessing something did happen. They were quite mistrustful upon our initial arrival. What business do outsiders have here? Oh, it's a flashback. What if they're from the Inquisition? Oh no, what do we do? It's so after all we went through to get here. Calm yourselves. None of them are carrying what appears to be their scriptures of lamps. Let's first try to see who they are. Man, I don't think they're gonna trust us anytime soon. There are old Kerma dungeons, huh? What is the reissue voice? There are old. I'm inclined to say a word and I don't want to say it because of how entangled that word is. Kerma dungeons. Let's STNC then PTSD. You can't do that, Ryoshu. You can't pillage their storage depots. It looks like they already have it hard as it is. Curmudgeons. Curmudgeons. Okay. I don't think STNC is a good way to get started either. Should we just find help elsewhere? Just look at how thin their arms are. I don't think they're in any shape to help us out. Perhaps we could inquire as to our whereabouts where we are to decide our lodging. While the landscape is certainly reminiscent of U-Corps. But I don't recall seeing or learning about any place that looks like this. Though I can't say I've been to every corner of U-Corp. I ask again. What business do outsiders have here? Their fingers are tightening around their grips for their weapons. Prolonged silence will most likely turn this into a hostile encounter. I can't do the deep for Marisol anymore. Yeah. We can't have that. Hi, we're from Limbus Company. We're fixers of justice. Yeah, that. Pictures of don't you know when to keep it down? Fixers. That over there, it's a ship blueprint, isn't it? Aren't you looking to prepare a vessel by any chance? All these construction materials seem to suggest so. Chief. This does not concern you. It's not something a mere outsider can understand. Curious, I've never seen an energy source like this before. Have you run the tests to roll out any stability issues? It seems to power the heat exchanger via some method comparable to the utilization of fusion energy. Have you any thoughts on this, Miss Faust? The general design structure is somewhat old-fashioned. There certainly are inspired parts to this design, particularly with the usage of core energy of the core energy source. While its stability would need to be further studied, this technology seems to be incredibly energy efficient. Wow! You identified all that merely by glancing at the blueprint. You must be the village chief then. If so, I have a proposition for you. In return for assisting in their ship repair, we were promised a ride on their vessel. Miss Foss has theorized that perhaps by going out to sea, we may be able to find a way to return to whence we came. Does that mean we can find a way back somewhere out there in the sea? Nothing is certain yet, Dante. At this moment, we are working based on a hunch. A hunch? Sensing the implicit omen in her choice of words, I slowly turned around to look at Faust, who nodded solemnly in response. If we're really in a different world, even her Gesellschaft has to be. No issues were encountered in the repair process. Faust smiles faintly as she looks around. Then she pulls me in by my hems. She whispers in a low voice. My connection in Gesellschaft is currently operating at a suboptimal level, Dante. So it's still connected, at least. Indeed, it is, however. Even exchanges of simple information are taken up to dozens of hours by current calculation. Is this a warp train situation? Because we're in a different dimension? The cause should be identical. We have been connected to an unidentified, unpredictable dimension. However, Faust is aware that the pathway to our original dimension is yet to close this time, unlike the situation back aboard the warp train. So, to get back to where we came from. Indeed, traveling through the pathway is the most feasible solution. And from that, you came up with the whole plan to repair the ship and sail out to the sea? Yes. Well, I'm also genius after all. Amiya conjectured that we probably came through a dimensional door of sorts. Looks like that dimensional door might be what Faust is looking for. With high likelihood, yes. At least there is a way back. I find myself calming down a little. Oh, speaking of which, when do you think you can wrap up the repair job? As fortune should have it, the majority of the most time-consuming parts of the repair have already been contemplated by the locals. It shouldn't take us more than a day or two to get its core parts ship shape again, Executive Manager. We'll be staying here a few more days then. How did you manage last night? Well, like I said earlier, we've been keeping ourselves busy looking for you this whole time. We took turns helping with the repairs and resting, but I doubt any of us got a proper night's rest. Still, we weren't cold, thanks to the villagers who kept the fire going for us all night. Not to mention how they helped us a ton with that local map they drew us. Oh, also Chief handed us this earlier. What's it for? Looks like a sack to collect water. Give it here, I know how to get that installed. It must be to repair Miss Faust and Miss Ottis' efforts at repairing their ship. Yet, the service they provide us is certainly quite generous, even when taking the transactional nature into account. They're really giving us the best treatment they can, huh? As for food, we managed to fill ourselves with some cookies and bread Radia keeps in her pockets. Didn't want to eat into their food supply when they're already pretty tight, you know? She carries enough cookies and bread for 12 people? They did offer us some nosh, those dried fish things, but we refused. I ain't about taking food from the needy. No need to concern yourself so much with our hospitality. You have done more than enough to earn your keep. I turned around to look at the source of that low, rumbling voice and saw an old man in an outfit that seemed to distinguish itself amongst the other villagers. There you are, Chief. Is there a place for us to stay the night? We do have places to shelter from the misty humidity at the very least. There's an empty building there, so feel free to occupy it for the night. Oh, are you sure? I mean, I don't mind sleeping in the streets myself. Hey, speak for yourself. I've been looking forward to sleeping with a roof over my head since, like, yesterday. You'll catch a cold sleeping in the elements in this environment, which is fine by me for the rest of you, but we cannot afford to have the executive manager or our honored guests suffer that fate. Honored guests? I heard what happened from the four who left in search of the executive manager. First, I would like to begin by imparting my infinite gratitude to you for finding and rescuing the executive manager. I hear that you are a leader at a pharmaceutical company. This acquaintance shall certainly come in handy in case our stay becomes significantly prolonged. Haha. I'm just surprised by her boldness to say something so materialistic when they're standing right there. Can I stay in your village too, Chief? The village chief took a brief glance at the hems by her right wrist, then nodded. Welcome to Faro Muerto. You're welcome to stay for as long as you want. And please, do let me know if you find yourselves without food. Our food supply may be tight indeed. We have enough to share with those who helped repel the vessel. Oh yeah, better not go back on your word later. I wonder what kind of local delicacies await. Dried fish like they were eating earlier, maybe? Hey, Chief. What is it? Just how are you surviving out here? By the sea? Perhaps the question of how we are surviving may be somewhat misdirected. But we are only pursuing every possible avenue because we must survive. The chief responds to Sky's perceived hostility with a hearty smile. After leaving some firewood for the night, he left. Regia has hammer space? Yeah. Like, I don't necessarily have to read this, but I feel inclined to. I am frying my vocal cords a bit. I'm going. Can't learn much from here. Huh? You going somewhere at this hour? Scotty, does this have something to do with the coast? Remember what you said before we got to the village. Something about how coasts are hardly good places to live in. Dante wants to know if this has something to do with the coast? You. Do you understand the Aegir language? No. Dante, Scotty just spoke in Algerian? I don't know what. Sorry, you spell that. I can't understand a word of Scotty in the chief's conversation because I don't speak Algerian. It may only be that there were enough lexical similarity between one of the city's languages and this language Scotty spoken for them to comprehend the meaning. Close enough? Okay. Weird coincidence. Anyway, I have some things to look into. Something you're all too slow to see. You still have to tell us about it later. Please remember you're not on a solo mission, Scotty. This is a team effort from Rhodes Island. Will do. Scotty nodded lightly before leaping off into the night, out of our sights. I'm kinda worried. She's not the best with people, but she's also pretty thoughtful. She'll be okay. Ah, should we head inside? The sun's starting to set already. Oh. Yeah, we can probably just pick up an unlit building and stay the night there, right? Trying our best to ignore the mood that was starting to turn awkward, we made our way into a nearby unoccupied building. Nice. That was just reading for that section. Interesting. Okay. I might make this last section, okay, maybe this one or the next one, the last one. And tomorrow you might do the same thing where I'll try and do a... Okay, no, maybe not tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll try doing a Limbus stream, but we're gonna put on pause the Night Rain for now. Or I don't even have to do it, you know, like for a stream. I can just do it on my own, but you know. There's a lot of story here. I believe the next section has a fight, but probably a good idea to stop after this next story bit. Okay, we'll do that then. Because it is a little bit lengthy and I can't get away with not reading. We walked past a few narrow buildings and remnants of narrow buildings before we came across a hall large enough to house all 15 or so of us. Okay, now we're ready. With the curtains on the window removed, the smoke has an exit. Whoa! I thought we were doomed to shudder ourselves to sleep with the soaking wet firewood and all. I had no idea that worked. We just have to get a small fire going underneath until the wood dries up and catches fire. The downside being all this smoke. It's clear that she has some field experience, unlike some fools I know. I shan't sit here and let her carry the burden of labor alone. Bequeath upon me thine ingredients, young Rodion, for I shall conjure thee a pot of special fixture soup. You're making soup with cookies and jelly. No, no, no. You're not getting anywhere near the kitchen again. Not after what you cooked up last time. Well, I must admit to a certain level of interest. As many of our fellows viscera are oft racked with intense agony upon ingesting dishes of your making. Perhaps it would be wiser that we save the occasion for a safer environment. Right. Don't you remember? We agreed to leave cooking to Mira or Alti if you were ever in a situation like this, remember? Did we? See, I think it's become sort of an unspoken rule after everything that happened. Remember? Back during last year's cooking contest at Gate Corp? They were the only two people who managed to get remotely positive reviews. Oh, does that mean we'll get to try Alta's cooking once again? Denied. We still have plenty of high-calorie foods like cookies and jellies here. I find no reason to do something so inefficient. I'm glad to see that everyone's still energetic, given the circumstances. It can't be easy to suddenly wake up in an unfamiliar environment. Well, we're all quite used to getting thrown into unfamiliar places. Speaking of which, did you manage to reach your colleagues, Amaya? Or Amaya? She shook her head, concerned. Actually, let me do a little Google. How do you spell Amaya? That's a recording. Maya. Okay. They might... Blah, blah, blah. They might have lost their comms devices, or maybe they ran into some other trouble. Could they be in danger? I don't know, but I'm sure they're okay. The Dr. Kalsit. They're both more than capable enough to look after themselves. Long have this curiosity lingered within me. Just allow me to inquire. Corporations are, by their nature, organizations in pursuit of profits. Yet the activities of your corporation resemble those of charity organizations, as opposed to a pharmaceutical company. Is there aught that might explicate this blurred distinction? Aha! I wanted to know too. How come a pharmaceutical company like Rhodes Island's helping people? Something about what Hong Lu said brings back unpleasant memories. The horrible experiment seen through the cascade of flowing tears in the face of suffering. The embodiment of greed that left the terrible wound in Hong Lu's fathoms. Yep, we're going through that right now. Because we haven't finished that content yet. Pharmaceutical companies I've seen in my journey were corporations that, despite possessing the capacity to heal, chose to obsess over the profit it can provide. There are many in Terra who are suffering from a disease. The disease crystallizes you. It spreads deeper and deeper into the infected's internal organs, eventually culminating in their death. It's called oropathy. Amaya showed me the back of her hand, dotted by what appeared to be obsidian crystallization. Its appearance reminded me of the biotreatments from the back streets. But there was something more to it. Something more restless, more sinister. It's a terrible, painful disease. Something like that. But there haven't been any recorded cases of full recovery. But there's even a worse problem. Pray tell, what could possibly be worse than an incurable deadly disease? Well, it varies region by region. Discrimination against the infected is widespread across Terra. Those who suffer from it must face unfair treatment. Yusan began with a dark expression. Some are quarantined in places with terrible, inhumane conditions, and there have been massacres too. I don't mean to be callous, but is this oropathy highly contagious? No, there have not been any recorded cases of infection by contact, as long as the subjects are alive. But when the infected dies, the crystal growths on the body will what? The crystals growths on their body decay and turn to dust, scattering. Which is what spreads the plague. Then, bury environments like active battlefields where casualties are to be expected. Staying within close proximity on the infected in daily life seems to pose hardly any risk. So what's the problem then? They're already past the point of caring what the problem is. Once the people start feeling iffy, all logic goes out the window. Then Rhodes Island's goal has to be Yes, it is important to develop a cure for oropathy, but I think what really matters is that we change the circumstance for the better for the infected. That's not going to be an easy endeavor though. That is what gives your effort more meaning. I hope you can achieve that goal, Maya. I really do. We don't care if it's illogical to hate, but we must because we can't do anything else. Literally, yeah. For truth. The city, this world. We both live in worlds full of surprises, don't we? What kind of world did you come from, this city? What kind of place is the city anyway? The kind of place with too many pointless rules. The kind of place where the moment you think, isn't this too much, you see something even worse. Try as I might, I could think of a single positive thing about the city. I couldn't think of a single positive thing about the city. Sinners seemed to be in agreement, as most of what came after was quite scathing. The kind of place where good deeds rarely ever go unpunished, where sympathy is a good attitude to have if you like getting stabbed in the back. Nothing good ever works out there. It's a shithole. It's an irrational place full of absurdities. Absurdity is omnipresence. Is an omnipresence. Therefore, it is not subject by which one should be aggrieved. We can at least grouse about them though. I mean, it's the only thing we can do. It would be more correct to experience more and acclimatize oneself, but instead of complaining. He did say something like that last time. Just as the mood was starting to turn rather sour, Don Quixote's shouts shattered through the awkwardness. Verily, nary a day goeth by untarnished by villains in their fell deeds. Yet worry thee not, for there where evil riseth, so doth pictures of justice too. Don Quixote jumped from her seat and passionately shook her fist, which was followed by a heavy crack and the sound of small pebbles tumbling down. Don Quixote, watch out! Whoa. Oh, okay. And from behind the wall, she accidentally broke down. An unfamiliar visage of a villager appeared and stared back at Don Quixote. It appeared that she was eating something out of a can while reading a book. How farest thou? Farest thy foot? You gotta apologize first. Last seemed a tad too hyper today. Apologies, for I hardly expected the wall to crumble with such ease. Art thou unhurt? Any injuries? She just looks amused. Two? Pray tell, to what? Forget the apology. I just want to know what happens next. The fixtures of justice rose up to do what? Oh! Ooh! Hast thou come to me to hear the tale of fixtures? I don't know about coming to us, given how Miss Don Quixote was the one who punched the wall down. Oh, is it too late an hour? I don't mind waiting till morning if you want to sleep. Nay, not at all. It is quite early in hour for tales, in fact. Prithee, seat thyself here. You unforgivable fool. Calm down. We don't even know who she is. And don't you forget to share those fixer tales over there in the corner to not disturb our sleep. They'll make us a request most untenable. These tales deserve to be announced to the world with great gusto from the center. Yeah, that's the best way to hear those kind of stories. We should probably introduce ourselves to each other first. Name's Mayers. How should I put this? Ah, did you meet the Chillage Chief earlier during the day? He's my Gramps. Oh, that guy? So he had a granddaughter. Yet I have not seen you once, Miss Mayers, under the sun. Oh my, you're right. I thought the village was completely dried of any young blood. That's a way to say it. Like Radia said, while we didn't see Mayers out there, there wasn't anyone else in the village we could comfortably call young. You're telling me Gramps is worrying over nothing and told me to stay put inside? Going on and on about the dangers that the outsiders pose and everything? It seems that they do not give full faith to their saviors. There are things you cannot share even with whom you trust with your life, though. I would like to know why. My. So there are a bunch of other kids who are stuck indoors in this village? No. There isn't anyone around my age in the village at all. If that's the case, I guess I can understand why he'd be overprotective. Anyways, it's our turn. We are... I'm good. I heard enough to get an idea. You did? Oh, but how didst thou hear us? Via listening device more secret upon our chamber? Mayers tapped the side of the wall, the part of it that was still standing anyways, and smiled ironically. Bad soundproofing. I could hear pretty much everything. Don Quixote, right? Everything Don Quixote practically sang during the day. Verily, I see. I think it could really do with some sense of embarrassment for once. Well, I guess that's good enough for self-introduction, so... Care to regale me with the tale of fixers who bring justice to the evils of the city? Undoubtedly. Then, this shall do. I shall regale thee with the tale in which the legendary fixer, the Arch Magnificence herself, the Red Mist. Ah, the Red Mist. Ah, the Red Mist. I suppose that killed any hope for a good night's sleep. But, don't you usually pass out within a minute of your back hitting the hay, no matter how noisy things are? What? Do you take me for some kind of hibernating bear or something? Look, even I have trouble sleeping when there's noise all over. Snurp. I'd say we're in hibernation is a pretty apt descriptor. For all that grumbling and moaning, he dozed off before any of us did. Aside from Heathcliff, who began snoring the moment his head touched the ground, some other sinners were fast asleep as well. Meerschault had entered sleep in his usual steadfast adherence to the routine, while Foss laid calm to one of the few available clothes sheets as soon as the few available cloth sheets as soon as the close of business for the day was confirmed. The sinners who had spent the entire last night searching for me in this unfamiliar land slowly began to fall asleep as well. Meanwhile, the fixer of Zwei Association's first section, though the night was no longer young, Don Quixote was still vigorously sharing the tales of adventures without even a single sign of fatigue. I wish I was her. She's not determined to do this until sunrise, is she? Oh! I guess it's okay since Mayor seems to be having fun. Oh, they're so cute. As I continue to watch the pair with some mild concern, Amiya, not yet asleep, approached me. This city Miss Don Quixote speaks of seems to be teeming with pictures of justice and exhilarating tales of adventures. Did you actually experience all of them yourselves? No, of course not. Don Quixote's stories are usually those of other famous people. She's telling it with such vigor that it almost sounds like she was there herself. Well, I guess. If you really want to get into it, some of them might be retellings of Don Quixote's personal experiences. Ishmael replied uncertainly, thinking back to the plays where we were made to watch back in La Mancha Land. Well, I think all those stories, even though they're only partially true, just go to show that what a ridiculous place it can be. We wouldn't need pictures of justice to begin with if we really lived in a just world, right? A really good place to live would be quiet and peaceful, without someone having to force it. That's true. I hope there'll come a day when Rhodes Island can be a normal pharmaceutical company in the future. Something wrong? No, I just thought Miss Mayers and I made eye contact. Did she overhear our conversation? I looked in her direction as well, but all I saw was Mayers excitedly reacting to Don Quixote's tales. Whoa, what happened then? Thus spake Lady Altis boldly before the soldiers who stood in our path. Do presume assistant in our path, servants of a master most unworthy. Altis shall educate ye on how manner maketh. I have no idea what she's on about. Don Quixote was now retelling the stories of Limbus Company's adventures in Hongyuan. Altis, who could no longer stand Don Quixote's unintentional alterations of the story, jumped to her feet and shouted. I hope there is one day we can be a pharmaceutical company for real. That's much better. Yeah, we ain't from here. We ain't from these streets. Damn it, what kind of nonsense are you feeding her? I never said anything like that. Verily, certain aspects of this retelling may have been exaggerated. That's tales of adventures for you. Things are bound to get a bit dry when a story is told too realistically and as is, right? You know, nothing, not even anything resembling a proper record or book, remained once profound silence swept through this village. So I've always had a craving for these kinds of stories. But Iberia doesn't stop Iberians from immigrating, contrary to their tight immigration control. Have you ever thought about leaving this place? It's still a challenge to cross the border, especially since we're going to have to pass through larger cities that are managed by the Inquisition. You don't seem particularly fond of this Inquisition. Why is that? That's because this village was formed by people who grew tired of living under the Inquisition's rule and fled. Sorry, but what kind of organization is this Inquisition? Sinclair asked, face turning cold upon hearing the word Inquisition, and that people fled from it. Yeah, the nail and hammer we saw back at Claw aren't the kind of memories that are so easily forgotten. According to the doctor, I'll just say that because I don't know how I'm saying it. The Inquisition is what filled the power vacuum once Iberia fell into chaos. That its inquisitors are the rapier and lamp-wielding protectors of Iberia's cities from lawlessness. That alone kind of makes them sound like a good people, though. Yeah, they are, but there's the Church of the Deep. The Inquisition will go to whatever lengths to deal with incidents related to church that worships Seaborns. Hey, an organization that worships those monsters? Subversive. Yeah, it seems. It seems like cultist fanaticism is a plague wherever we go. I feel like people with all kinds of wrong faiths and beliefs are so common. See, the Seaborns are the ones that messed Siberia up. So following their logic, apparently it's okay for them to arrest anyone who seems even remotely connected to them. Are you saying that Iberia is like this because of Seaborns? Those things from earlier? I guess they were kind of troublesome to deal with, but they didn't seem that strong. Anyways, it's just what I heard from Gramps, but the Inquisition executed many innocent people too in their crusade against the Church of the Deep. For those who proclaim to be on the side of justice, they seem quite fond of committing such a villainy. It seems like a reasonable policy decision to me, but it must pose a clear danger to the daily lives of civilians. Yeah, I heard I was the only survivor. Everyone in my family died. Yes. You must have had to endure such a long period of pain to be able to say something like that with such composure. For Iberia, there are heroes who will bring the land back to its glory days. The Gramps, they were just oppressors making his life difficult. That's why we've all come here, fleeing from the Inquisition's gaze. Yet wherefore hast thou decided to settle at? A place that is so, run down? Indeed. Yeah, I know, but it's not so bad once you get used to it. Besides, we managed to find a new path thanks to you guys. A new path? Well, it's getting late. Will you be repairing the ship tomorrow, too? This place really has no soundproofing at all, huh? Good talk, everyone. Hope we'll get another chance to do this tomorrow, too. After seeing Mayers to her own room, the other sinners, those who were still up anyway, and I laid ourselves onto the hard stone floor, with only a thin layer of cloth between it and our backs. A mysterious world that is neither the city nor the outskirts. But it seemed that the lives its people led were just as difficult as they were anywhere else. Holy shit, that was a lot of reading. It's reminding me a lot of fucking, what was it called? Near Gestalt? Near Replicants? When we got to like the forest. Worst time of my life. I don't mind it, it's just like I don't have to, but I also feel weird not reading it. So like, how do we deal with that? I could see it, yeah. But okay, alright, we'll continue a little bit of this tomorrow. It'll be a little bit of a shorter stream because again, today we squeezed in a bit of Night Rain and then some Limbus. But tomorrow we'll be focusing more on just Limbus alone. But I'm having fun with it. I know I'm complaining a bit about the reading and my vocal cords are tired, but I'm very interested. I'm very intrigued on the crossover, and I'll get back to you, Mighty, on listening to that soundtrack. So very fun so far. I'll change these and let them load. I'll try doing some chores and see if I'm able to like go up in levels before the next event. But okay, this will be the end of this stream for today. Thank you all for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed or had fun or suffered with my voice acting. But I'll definitely see you guys tomorrow. Y'all have a good night. Take care, okay? Bye, everyone. Bye.